From vital sounds to lively verbal go-arounds, this is Into the Runout. And I am Anthony, and to my right is John. And
I'm excited.
Yeah, right? And this is podcast number 3 of this fun venture into all the nuances and all the wonderful part of what makes music such an important part of your lives and ours. So how are you doing today, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic.
What'd you do last week?
Well, we were...
Anything interesting?
Yeah, I took a little time away for a few days last weekend to hang out with my mom and my brother and my nephew, who all were congregating down in the part of southern Indiana called French Lick, which, for those who know the name of the town, was the town where Larry Bird was born and raised and reared. And down there they have a wonderful resort and an old dome called the West Baden Springs Dome, attached to a wonderful hotel resort. So I got the chance to do a little 3-hour trek up and along the way while I was up there, Mom cooked some steaks and some burgers and did some swimming, got into the water.
The old swimming hole?
Yeah, they got a nice little swimming pool up there.
Oh, cool.
Nice and clear. It had a basketball hoop, so people were taking this interestingly conditioned basketball kind of ball that they made for the pool, and had the chance to spark up a lot of conversations with a myriad of folks.
Nice.
People from all over the place. They were there for some type of a conference, so there were folks from Indiana and Illinois and other states that were hanging out. So it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I did something interesting last Thursday. The rest of the week I just kind of, went along with the grind. But Thursday we actually, the wife and I took a night out and went to go see some live music here in town.
Ooh.
And a little bit out of my realm, it was country themed.
Okay.
So yeah, but nothing against country music. I love country music. But especially older. But this was a new guy, Cooper Allen. I'm not sure if you ever heard of him. He became kind of famous on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, Cooper Allen.
Cooper Allen.
He became famous with doing some mashups, I guess. He's a mashup king. So he can, in the crowd, he took about 40, maybe 45 random artists and then did a mashup and blended all the songs together.
Wow.
And with a country twist, of course.
Wow.
But pretty entertaining. And he writes his own stuff too, he has some really good songs. And he was just entertaining. The band was great. It was just a 3-piece. They had a lead guitar, bass player, and then a drummer, and then himself. And
nice.
they did really good stuff. So look them up.
Cool.
You can find them on social media and YouTube, especially because that's where you got to start from. And then a guy named Jake Dodds, Dodds, he opened up for Cooper Allen and did a really good job. He's a local Indiana guy.
Okay.
So
nice.
Also does a really good job himself. And that's basically what we did. Nothing else exciting for the week. Watch a little TV and kind of pre-plan for the show.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Yeah, so I guess we should lead into our first segment, which is song This Week in Music History. And we're going to kind of talk about, just go through, 7 things that happened this previous week. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so August 1st. In 1971, do you know what happened in 1971 on August 1st? I'll let you guess first.
August 1st, 1971.
Had something to do with ex-Beatle.
Ooh. Well, was it maybe the release of either Ringo or John? No, All Things Must Pass, George Harrison?
It had to do with George, but it wasn't a release of an album. Actually, it was
the concert for Bangladesh?
Yep, you got it.
All right.
Yep. That was
Bangladesh.
a first of its kind.
Right?
Yeah, a benefit concert.
Yeah, you would have thought they would have benefit concerts before 1971, but seems like George and his compassionate soul pioneered something.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, if you haven't seen that concert, look up that one. That's a good concert. Next day, August 2nd, but this is now 1962. Ever heard of a guy named Robert Zimmerman?
Robert Zimmerman. Is that his birth name?
Yeah. That was Bob Dylan.
Oh my God! I should have known.
That's the day he officially changed his name to Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, all
yeah,
right.
Little trivia there.
I believe he's a Minnesotan, I believe.
You got
correct?
it. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Have you seen the movie, the biopic?
I have not.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend seeing that if you get a chance to. It was a really good take and approach on it. And of course, nobody really knows how Bob's life went. He probably made the whole entire movie up until then. This is how it went, but it didn't really go that way.
Well, at least it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't as over the top as Weird Al Yankovic's musical his biography movie, which was like completely not anything, barely, that had to do with his real life. I mean, who would have known that he had this thing going on with Madonna? I mean, you know.
Yep.
I don't know, as it got so weird into like the over the top, like, you know, being shot at and everything, it threw you back to that crazy Nicolas Cage movie where he was talking to the younger version of himself. They're taking on, you know, the bad guys, and it was just one of these ridiculously stupid movies. But it was so stupid, it was just hysterical.
Stupid, dry humor.
Yeah, which, you know, I mean, imagine that, me liking dry humor.
No,
really? Right?
All right, let's move on. We're going to August 3rd, 1987.
Ooh.
I won't make you guess on this, but Def Leppard released their Hysteria album.
Hysteria album.
Excellent album. It's a great album. I don't
mean,
care who you are.
That album was still charting songs into 1989.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, just one of those juggernauts.
Yep.
I mean, they hadn't released an album since Pyromania, and
which
here
also
they are.
is a great album.
Oh, it was a great album in its own right for sure. But I mean, there was just something in that album when it came out. It was like they were just firing bullseyes with every song.
Okay, August 4th, 67, Pink Floyd released their debut album. So Pink Floyd introduced themselves to the world.
And the late Syd Barrett.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. August 5th, 1957. You might know this one.
August 5th, 19...
I'll give you a couple hints. It's a TV show debuted.
Okay. American Bandstand?
Well, yeah, you got it. I knew you'd get it.
Yep, for those of you out there in internet land, that was the late great Dick Clark, who introduced the world to just, you know, so many great musical acts, and, you know, gave the world an opportunity to go on the dance floor and be seen. And yeah, it was for our parents' generation, it was the thing to watch and the thing to talk about, because, you know, Dick was the oldest living teenager.
Yeah. Interesting fact too. I didn't know this, and I don't know if I just forgot it or not, but there was another host before Dick Clark.
Really? I didn't know that.
Bob Horn apparently was the original host. And then August 6, 1965.
Ooh, 65.
The Beatles released their Help album.
Help.
Help? I need
somebody.
All right, that's it.
All right.
So now we're going to move on to another new segment. Everything's new because this is episode 3 and we're trying some stuff out. So this is where I get to talk about my top tracks of the week, and Tony can participate if he has anything to say. And I encourage everybody to look up these artists and listen to their songs on their own time, at their own leisure. And we do have a Spotify page where I will be posting the songs in a playlist, so you can listen to those songs after the show.
All right.
On your own, okay? So here we go.
Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks of the week.
My first song is called Setting Sun. That's by a band Post Animal. They're an indie pop band, and they're out of Chicago. So bonus,
Yeah.
as we're both out of Chicago, so we always got to mention that.
Chi-town.
See behind me.
Yeah. And that's a Sears Tower for those of you who visit Chicago and don't know what used to be known as the world's tallest building. It bears a different name, but for us it will always be the Sears Tower.
Yeah. I don't know it any other way.
That's right.
Lead singer of the band is Joe Keery, and if you're not familiar with him, he also has a solo project, and he goes by the name Joe, spelled DJO. And his name is he's in the Netflix series Stranger Things. It's his name's Steve in that show, aka the hair, because he has really big 80s hair.
Ooh.
But if you're not familiar with their music, please give them a listen. Great vocals and a really unique arrangement to their songwriting. Next up is God's A Different Sword. The band's name is Folk Bitch Trio. So
Wow.
go figure. Please don't judge the name because their music's really good. And also, if you can't guess by the name, they're a folk band, and they're out of Australia. So they're a three-harmony girl group. They're former friends from high school. So really good stuff if you like harmonies. Next song is Lighter Shade of Blue by a band a duet called Minor Gold. They're a folk duet, and they're out of Canada and Australia, and they are going to take you on a journey with some great fretwork and poetic lyrics. And they kind of sound like, if you really listen, you can definitely hear some Dylan influences, Bob Dylan influences. So give them a listen. Tony, you should write this one down.
Okay.
Next song's called Witness.
Witness.
But the whole album's great, by a band called the Wood Brothers.
The Wood Brothers. Okay.
Wood Brothers. American folk, and they're originally out of Colorado and then formed in New York. So they're two brothers, obviously, Chris and Oliver Wood. They were on two separate musical paths for about 15 years. Oliver was in Atlanta playing R&B and country, and Chris was in New York studying and playing jazz. And then when they got together 15 years later and formed their group, they combined both of those elements, R&B, country, or all of those elements, R&B, country, and jazz. And it's a really unique culmination, and I think you'll be impressed by that song and the whole album, really. It's really good music. And then last but not least, a song called I Got Something For You by none other than Buddy Guy, the legend.
What is he now, like 90-some years old?
Yeah, I think he just turned 90, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and he sounds as good as ever. This is a great album. He's bringing some new and fresh stuff. Not just your regular old run-of-the-mill blues sounding songs. And he's got some all-stars playing with him too. He's got Joe Bonamassa and Peter Frampton, the Blind Boys of Alabama, and one of our favorites, Joe Walsh, playing some guitar and contributing on a song. So
nice.
There's quite a few. I don't know exactly how many songs, but there's probably 15 songs on there, something like that. So a lot of material to listen to and enjoy that album. So please feel free to listen to our playlist on Spotify and enjoy these songs, and we'll have a new group next week.
Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks. Top tracks of the week.
Well done, John.
Thank you. Grazie.
I appreciate those who go and foray into the newer world of music. I'm a creature of habit and always just fall back most of the time on just the old standbys. But I know there's definitely great music out there, and you can count on John to give you some really, really good insight into what is definitely sounds like some great material and some definitely good listening music for the ears.
A local guy who's interested in being one of our first guests.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to name any names or spoil it, but
Okay.
he also runs his own podcasts, not music related. So we
Okay.
were possibly talking about doing a spin-off podcast where he's on ours and we're on his.
Whoa, that'd be fun.
So that'll be sometime in the future, hopefully in the next coming weeks, or if not months.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'm kind of excited about
fantastic.
that.
I'm excited about that. Way to go, John.
Yeah. Working on it. And I want to give a shout out to the Ragdolls. That's a band. They're out of Italy. And they reached out.
Italy.
Yeah, they reached out to us on Instagram. So, yeah, they're kind of I would say a punk rock-esque all-girl group. But interesting.
I wonder
Pretty
what part
interesting.
of Italy they're based out of. Did they say?
Yeah, they didn't say, and I didn't notice it on in their bio, but I'm sure I could find out. But I want to say hello since they reached out to our Instagram.
Yeah. Hello, hello. Being that we both have Italian in our blood, we're grateful to have you.
We are. You'll definitely have to tell me if you liked any of the songs that I mentioned, and I'll send you the list later if you
Oh
want the
yeah,
list.
please do, absolutely. Well, if you're recommending them, they've got to be at least above average, because you don't listen to no junk.
No, but not everybody's the same either.
No, that's true.
So
That
we all
is
have
very
different
true.
tastes.
That is true. I mean, we had a few differences back in high school, but they were only a few.
Exactly.
You know, you were Debbie
I
and
don't.
I was Belinda. You were Debbie Gibson and I was Belinda Carlisle. So we
Yep.
were and I still am like big time. Even as Belinda's now recording stuff in her older age and getting an opportunity to kind of get a second career in her late 50s.
Yeah.
She's out there again doing some stuff. And what was interesting, I don't know if you heard the story. Her son was somewhere out like at a Starbucks or somewhere out on the West Coast, and he ran into the famous songwriter Diane Warren.
Hmm.
And apparently, Diane recognized her son and said, "You need to get Belinda in touch with me. I got a song for her." And so she wrote this wonderful song called Big Big Love and gave it to Belinda to record. And she recorded it on her last studio album, a short little EP called Kismet, that wound up being at least a minor, exposed song. Admittedly, as I listened to it, it's kind of high energy and high pitched, and she sounds really good. But the crazy part was, is as much as I love the song, it needed a bridge. It
Oh,
needed that one little bridge to take us from, as Billy Joel said, pasta, scampi, back to the pasta. It needed a bridge. If Diane would have wrote a bridge, that song would have been epic. But as is, it was really, really good, and it was nice to hear something new. And now Belinda's actually going on and has releasing an album of covers of songs that she grew up loving and admiring. And she did this cover of Gordon Lightfoot's "If You Can Read My Mind." Oh,
nice.
whoa! It's really, really good. It's really good. Yeah.
I was just listening to some of her stuff a few weeks back, and I don't know if I came across that the cover is it a whole album of covers?
Whole album of
EP.
covers. Yep.
Okay. I think I saw that, but I didn't listen to it. I was listening to some other stuff of hers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If I ever dig up my music library, I've got several copies of one album that she did when we were like juniors in high school. And the album, in my humble opinion, is one of the best albums till this day that I've ever listened to. It only had a couple of chart hits here in America, but it was a juggernaut in other countries. And it's an album called Runaway Horses, and it's a stunner.
Is that the one with Mad About You on it?
No, that was her debut album.
Okay.
Yeah, Mad About You was the debut. Then, of course, Heaven on Earth had, the trinity of great hits. Heaven on Earth, I Get Weak, and Circle in the Sand. And Runaway Horses had the title track, had Leave a Light On, had Summer Rain.
Yep.
And but the whole album from start to finish is positively a stunner. It's one of those underrated albums.
Sleeper albums. Sleeper albums.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. I'm a B-side guy, so I'm all about the sleepers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's some songs on there that are just positively to me. Well, also, George Harrison, her producer Rick Knowles met George Harrison at a party and asked if George would would be willing to play a couple of tracks on the album. And so in that song, Leave a Light On, that's his guitar solo. And on that album, there's another song called Deep Deep Ocean, and that was his guitar solo there, too. So George got a little taste of pop success right at the time when he was having colossal pop rock success with his own revived solo career in the Woolburys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good stuff.
All good stuff. All good stuff. Now, I don't remember, were you a fan of Madonna back in the day or no?
I had certain songs that I liked of Madonna. Like I still love Live to Tell. Yeah. And I love that Spanish song, Spanish Lullaby. That song I still love. Open Your Heart, I still like that song. That's a classic. Papa Don't Preach was a good one. Danny Aiello in the video. Who can't like that song?
Okay. I don't remember us ever talking about Madonna or arguing about her because I was a big Madonna fan too.
Oh yeah, you were a big Madonna fan. I'll never forget when she came out with the Immaculate Conception and Great Hits. I said, "Oh, you bought the Immaculate Deception." See, I was witty and a smart aleck back then too.
Yes, you were.
Some things never change.
That's okay. Don't change. So that brings this episode to a close of Into the Runout. We'll see you next week where the music ends.
Discussion begins.